The man simply dipped his hand into invisible fluorescent liquid, then drew a smiley face pattern on the table. Unexpectedly, when he shone a UV light on it, the hidden smiley face on the table instantly became clearly visible. Realizing that this method was feasible, the man immediately made a bold move. He directly put an ancient coin worth millions into the fluorescent liquid, then anonymously mailed it to the local museum curator. When the curator saw this never-before-seen ancient coin, she immediately couldn't put it down and began fiddling with it fondly. Little did she know, from the moment she touched the coin, she had already fallen into the trap designed by the man. Soon after, the man's teammate arrived at the museum with a camera. On the surface, he appeared to be casually filming the artifacts in the museum, but in fact, he was using a laser pointer to target the heat sensors beneath the display case, because inside that case was the Declaration of Independence. The reason he did this was to trigger the fully automated anti-theft system to send the declaration back to the underground vault. Sure enough, once the curator received the security alert from the manager, she immediately went to the underground vault to check on the Declaration of Independence. However, what she didn't know was, when she entered the password, the fluorescent powder on her hand had already completely stuck to the keypad. After the curator walked into the vault as if nothing had happened, the teammate quickly slipped into the museum's control room. He used a cutting saw to dismantle the cable ducts, then located the surveillance wires and hacked them with a computer, then set all the museum's surveillance footage to a frozen state. Once everything was ready, it was time for the man to take action himself. He first disguised himself as an electrician, and entered the museum under the pretense of doing maintenance work. However, once inside the museum, he immediately slipped into the restroom, took off the electrician's uniform, and transformed into a guest attending the evening reception. After tidying himself up, the man calmly walked into the party venue. Upon seeing the curator, he immediately rushed over to strike up a conversation, then deliberately made the curator lower her guard against him. Next, when someone else shook hands with the curator, he casually took the wine glass from the curator's hand, then calmly swapped it with his own glass. In this way, he obtained a wine glass with the curator's fingerprints on it. But the next step, extracting the fingerprint, was the most critical. The man then took out a sealed bag, and quietly slipped into the restroom when no one was around. He then dropped Fingerprint Developer onto a piece of medical cotton, and placed it into the sealed bag together with the wine glass. Very soon, the curator's fingerprint became clearly visible.